Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you all the books I read last year. 2021 was a good reading year for me as I read a total of 31 books, surpassing my Goodreads goal of 21 books. I like to set reading goals because it just gives me a challenge and it actually motivates me to read more books, so I'm really glad I managed to go past that, and this year's reading goal is 22 books because 2022. So before I go into any of the books that I've read this year, I'm going to be going through all of my Goodreads stats. So if you want to just skip this section and go to the books that I've read, then I will leave a time link down below, and yeah, just skip to that section. So to start off my stats, I've obviously read a total of 31 books and I read a total of 13,030 pages. For the shortest book I read this year, it was The Night Before Christmas with 24 pages. And the longest I read is A Call to Silver Flames with 757 pages. My average book length is 434. The most popular book I read this year was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows with 4,376,839 people shelved. And the least popular book I read this year is Hexed with 90,304 people shelved. And lastly, for my average rating was 4.2. And now onto the books I read last year. I won't be giving a review on these. I'll probably give a small review on some of them, but I will mainly just be saying the ratings that I gave them. For the first book I read in 2021, it was An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. This unfortunately was a DNF for me because I got about 150 pages in and it's a short book, so I got quite far in and I put it down and I had no desire to pick it back up. I wasn't enjoying the characters or the world, so yeah, I just DNF'd it. Next book I read was The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, which I also gave a 5 out of 5 stars. I then read Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, which I gave a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Hexed by Michelle Gears, which I gave a 1 out of 5 stars. I hated this book and I just think I just finished it out of spite. I also feel like I was just a little old to read it. Like when I first got it, I had it for many years and I didn't read it, and now I feel like I was just a bit too old for it, so yeah, I didn't enjoy it. The next book I read was Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. The reason I don't have a physical copy for this is because I borrowed my friend's copy. I'm currently waiting for the paperback to come out. The next book I read was Mirage by Samaya Dow, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. I then read Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. I then read The School for Good and Evil by Saman Chainani. I probably butchered that, but I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I then read Bone Cries Moon by Catherine Purdy, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Next I read Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levinsela, which I also gave a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read is Cinderella's Dead by Kaylin Bayron, which I also gave a 4 out of 5 stars. I have a lot of 4 out of 5 stars, if I'm going to be honest. The next book I read is Red, White and Royal Blue, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars and is probably one of my favourite books I read last year. The next book I read was From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Next I read The Cool Prince by Holly Black, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. I then read Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. Next I read A Call to Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars, and the reason I don't own a physical copy is because I read it on ebook. I then read The Wicked King, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, which I also gave a 3 out of 5 stars. I then read Queen of Nothing by Holly Black, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. I then read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars for both of them. I'm so glad that he's lived up to the hype because I was really disappointed in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, so I'm really glad I enjoyed these. The next book I read was Kingdom of the Curse by Karen Miniscalco, which I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. I then read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, which I also gave a 4 out of 5 stars. I then read The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars, and this is also a reread for me. Next I read The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm actually really looking forward to reading more of her books because this was absolutely adorable. I then read Sorcery Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm so happy I love this because obviously I DNF'd Enchantment of Ravens, but I love this book so much. It was so good. I then read A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, which I didn't really give a rating for. Sometimes I find it hard to give classics ratings, so I just don't rate classics. So yeah. I then read A Night Before Christmas, which I read every Christmas Eve. Again, didn't give a rating for it because it's such a short book and it has so much nostalgia for me, so yeah. So that's all the books I read in 2021. If you like this video, then please give it a like, and if you want to see more of this space, then please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!